Welcome to Education Forum. I'm Herman Badillo, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the City University. The improvement of education affects all New Yorkers. This program will focus on the key educational issues and challenges before us all. My guest today is Dr. Carolyn G. who is the president of Bronx Community College. She has studied in Wayne State University, where she received her bachelor's degree and master's and doctorate, and has taught and served in administrative positions in Michigan, but she comes to us from Los Angeles Southwest College, where she was president for many years. You've never lived in New York City, have you?
Never lived in New York City. In fact, most of my career was spent in Detroit, Michigan, and my husband has a dental practice in Detroit, and we commute between Detroit and New York. He's the commuter, I'm here.
Well, you don't know how lucky you are, because Bronx Community College is in the South Bronx, but nobody would know that it's in the South Bronx. It's a beautiful campus with magnificent buildings. I know because I used to be the congressman from that area and the borough president of the Bronx, and that used to be the Bronx branch of New York University until we acquired it. So we at the City University were very lucky to get that view in University Heights. It really looks like a suburban campus anywhere in the country, right?
Right. We have a beautiful campus. It's a magnificent campus. We are actually located, I'm told, at the highest point in New York City. Yeah. So we overlook the Hudson, and from our campus there's a spectacular view of the city. But we also house 3 landmark buildings that were designed by Stanford White. We have a gorgeous rotunda, the Gould Memorial Rotunda, and an auditorium that is a part of that complex.
And you're rehabilitating most of it, right?
It was just renovated, the auditorium. We plan a big opening in the first of the year, but the care that went into the renovation is just marvelous. We are ready to show it to the world. In addition, we are located on 53 acres. We have a very traditional campus.
I mean, nobody would think there would be 53 acres available in the South Bronx.
No, but we have 3 of the landmark buildings, and we have wonderful science labs because it was also the engineering campus for NYU. We have quadrangles, we have old trees. There was a tree that was planted by Albert Einstein. It's a lovely campus, and our students truly appreciate the traditional aspect. We have the Hall of Fame for Great Americans,
yes,
as you well know, and it's a lovely campus.
But for all of its beauty, it's still an educational institution, so I'd like to show a video that you have about the kind of courses and students that you have at Bronx Community College.
Sure.
The Bronx, the birthplace of one of the greatest directors, greatest rock musicians, greatest fashion designers, and greatest baseball teams, is also the birthplace of quality community college education. Bronx Community College, located on a tree-lined landmark campus. A short subway ride to the heart of arts, finance, and emerging technologies. Bronx Community College is for all students. Married, single, heads of families, new high school graduates out on their own for the first time, older second career students, all with one thing in common: the quest for quality education. The hopes of students are mirrored in the variety of course offerings, from media technology,
Rollin VTR2 and Fade to Black,
to animal care management.
Absolutely right. He's not nocturnal. He is a diurnal animal.
From environmental science.
It filters out particulate material.
To paralegal studies.
Does the doctor help the prosecution?
And radiologic technology.
The dorsal plantar, we do a medial oblique, and we do a lateral.
Programs designed for the job market of the new millennium,
That's the story of life in these quadratic equations.
and a strong liberal arts and science curriculum.
3 good sentences. That's a very nice, well-developed introduction.
Preparation for further education for careers of the 21st century,
And what a good speech is going to do is have your audience involved.
with day classes, night classes, weekend courses, distance learning, programs and times flexible enough to fit anyone's schedule. Taught by award-winning, internationally recognized faculty. A full menu of co- and extracurricular activities, varsity sports, theater, dance, multicultural events, supporting the unique, professional, yet nurturing environment. Bronx Community College, the birthplace of quality community college education.
Now, my concern as chairman of the Board of Trustees has been to give more attention to the community colleges, and that's why I've set up, as you know, a committee on community colleges. And I'm especially concerned about 2 areas. One is the retention rate. That is, it's a 2-year college, but in the past we've had, before you came in, we have very low graduation rates, and we want to ensure that the students get their education at the community college level as fast as possible. How are you making out there?
Well, we are seeing signs of improvement with our graduation rate. The class, in fact, we've doubled the rate, which is still nowhere near where it should be. We've doubled the rate in the last 3 years. We've gone from 4% to 8%. What we've done is we've started to monitor the students and to urge them on. Many students will have the credits, will have the GPA, but will not pursue completing the degree. So we've kind of spruced up and become more involved in helping students apply for graduation and to meet all of the requirements to graduate.
I think that a community college such as we have in the city, students need more counseling than others because they come from poor families, because they're older, and because it's hard. I mean, it's to be working and going to school at the same time is not easy, so they need to be told that they have to make the extra effort and they have to stay in school because in the long run it's the best thing that they could do.
Sure. We have a very strong support system for our students, and the monitoring of students as they move through their programs is a part of that support system. We also have tutorial services. We have a center called the PASS Center where students can go and they can get everything from academic advice to personal counseling as well as tutoring services. I think, though, one of the contributors to the increase in the graduation rate is kind of the pre-collegiate work that we are now doing.
That is the program that we have expanded at the City University of beginning to work with the students while they are in high school and even in middle school.
That's right.
Tell us what you're doing at Bronx Community College.
Well, we have many programs, really. We are heavily involved with College Now. We are a part of the Bronx Educational Alliance that actually started at Bronx Community College with funding from the Ford Foundation. But it's a collaborative initiative with Lehman College and Ostos. It is now housed at Lehman, but the 3 colleges work together. We have 2 Gear Up grants. We have College Now. We have Fridays at the college that involve middle school students. We have Tech Prep, and all of these are pre-collegiate, where students get off to a good start before taking the collegiate courses.
The 3 colleges of the City University in the Bronx are Bronx Community College, Ostos Community College, and Lehman College, which used to be the uptown branch of Hunter College. And that also has a beautiful campus.
Yes.
So the Ostos and the Bronx Community College are 2-year colleges, and Lehman College is a 4-year college. Now, the program that we're talking about is one where you go into the high schools
Yes.
and work with the students while they're in high school.
Yes.
Now, How many high schools are you working with now?
We are currently working with 8 high schools with college now. We are involved with about 12 high schools in general, but our concentrated efforts are in the 8 high schools. And we provide both services on campus as well as in the high schools.
See, the thing that I'm most concerned about is the dropout rate of students in the 9th and 10th grade in high school. Because when the students get to the 9th or 10th grade, they usually are around 17 years old. And then legally, they don't have to stay in school, so they drop out. Now, the greatest tragedy that we have in education in New York City is the enormous dropout rate. And what we need to do is to encourage the students to stay in high school, get over the 9th and 10th grade into the 11th and 12th, and go on to a college. This is the most important task that our colleges at CUNY have. Do you find that you're having success in that?
We're beginning to experience some success. We have year-round programming. In the summer, we have the National Youth Sports Program, and it is not just a sports program. It's heavily involved with tutorial assistance, with assessment, with motivation, with counseling. We have Tech Prep, which is a kind of career exploration program where students can kind of find their niche or their area of interest. Many, many programs geared to that 9th, 10th grade student. That is truly the critical point for students.
It is because recent tests have shown, there were tests about a month and a half ago in the 8th grade in the Bronx that showed that the level of achievement at grade level of many of the public schools was exactly 0.
That's right.
I mean, I've never seen anything more depressing. So to rely on the public school system is not enough. We need to go in and have our professors go in and work with the students, especially in the Bronx.
Right. We need to engage them very early on so that we don't lose them, and lose them not just to the streets, but to the criminal justice system, which is often the case.
Okay. We'll be back after these announcements.
It's really quite simple. The more advanced math you take, the better your chances at a better career. With courses like algebra, trigonometry, geometry, and calculus, you'll choose from a wider range of more interesting jobs. If no one has explained how the power of math can improve your future, demand that you be told. Call NACME. They'll tell you. Or check them out at mathispower.org. Problem solved.
We're back today with Dr. Carolyn Williams, who is the president of Bronx Community College and the first female to be president of the college. And when you came to us in 1996, you had a reputation for helping community college students move into, graduate from the community college, a 2-year college, and go into the 4-year colleges. How do you find that that has worked out?
Well, it has worked very well. In Los Angeles and Michigan, experienced a great deal of success, probably more in Michigan than in Los Angeles, in that Michigan had articulation agreements with most of the senior colleges.
Articulation means going from a 2-year to 4-year college.
We had articulated our programs with the programs at the senior colleges, and students would just flow from one sector to the other. And in Michigan, there was an agreement called the Macro Agreement that encompassed almost all of the higher educational units within the state. In California, we worked it college by college, so it's a bit more tedious. You have to have the faculties involved so that they feel comfortable that the courses that are transferring in are equal to the courses that the students had at the community colleges. We have wonderful agreements with Lehman College, and the majority of our students will transfer to Lehman, and our faculties engage in dialogue very often. But many of our students go on to City College, to Baruch, to Hunter, to other SUNY colleges, and to some of the privates. In fact, I would say that most of our students have an easier transition to the privates They
Yeah,
go
well, that's what I hear, and I'm not happy about that because I have heard that many of the students who want to transfer to our senior colleges are given a hard time by the senior colleges, and that shouldn't be. I mean, we're all part of the same team, and the college professors who teach at the four-year college should work with the college professors who teach at the two-year colleges, and so should the college presidents, because I've heard many students that tell me that what you just said, that it's easier to go into another university to get a four-year education than one of the city university colleges. That certainly should not be.
I think the policy that was recently, the resolution that was recently passed related to articulation will certainly help that. I know that the faculty at Bronx certainly is eager to work with faculties in other
That was a
CUNY
resolution
colleges.
that was sponsored by Chancellor Matthew Goldstein
Yes.
when he came in last year, and we
Yes.
talked about the need to ensure that there is no difficulty going from a two to a four-year college. But the main thing that I want to emphasize is that a two-year college is a college. It's
Yes,
not,
we're
it's
part of
not,
higher ed.
It's not a second stage high school, which is what some people have said in the past it was, that it's a real college, and that the courses that are given at the two-year college are of the same quality as those that are given at the four-year college. And if that is the case, there's no reason why it should not be possible to go from the two to the four-year college. About what percentage of students would you say complete the 2 years and then go on to a four-year college?
Oh, at Bronx, I would say about 57% of our students transfer.
That's very good. That's very high.
And if you put that out over a 5 to 10-year period, the numbers increase. Many will go directly into the job market and then pursue their education down the line. But right after graduation, about 57% will go directly.
Now, suppose somebody watching wants to go to Bronx Community College. How do they apply?
Well, they contact our admissions office.
What are the requirements?
And the requirements are it's GED or a high school diploma. And of course, they're given the CUNY tests so that we can place and advise them appropriately.
But they don't have to have any degree and any high school average in order to get in, right?
No.
As long as they have any high school diploma.
If they have a high school
or
diploma or GED, they can apply to the college. Now, many students will delay their college admission. They will be admitted to the college, but delay their enrollment and take pre-collegiate courses in language immersion or in some of the basic skills.
That means remedial courses.
Yes.
There are many students who have told me that they're a little bit insecure because while they have a high school diploma, they don't feel that they are really able to read and write and perform at the same level as other high school graduates. But that should not be an impediment, right? Because
that should not.
They're given tests in reading, writing, and arithmetic, and if they can't get up to college level, then at the community college itself,
yes.
they can enroll to take remedial courses to bring them up to college level. And then once they finish that, then they can get the college level courses. So nobody need worry whether they were born in New York City and got an adequate education, which is not unusual these days because, as I pointed out, unfortunately, the results of the tests in the Bronx show that many students are not performing at grade level. But they need not worry that that has foreclosed them from the opportunity to get a good education, that they still will be able to go to Bronx Community College and get a good education. And there are many students who are coming in from different parts of the world, from the Caribbean, from Latin America, from Asia, who may not have had the benefit of a good education. They can still enroll at Bronx Community College and move on and get a real education. So that what I'm trying to get at is nobody should feel that their opportunities are gone because they lost out in the first 12 years.
Absolutely not. And we have wonderful support systems for students, not just with the remediation, but with the counseling, with the advisement, and the kinds of support that students need in order to be successful. We have many, many graduates who started out with remedial needs who have gone on into the professions and who are doing very, very well.
Okay, now tell us about some of the courses that you have at Bronx Community College. What's the most popular course, aside from liberal arts?
Our education program. We have an awful lot of students that are preparing for careers in education, business administration.
So wait a minute, in education, that is what, to be paraprofessionals?
Paraprofessionals, as well as going into the profession, the teaching profession.
So if they want to go into the teaching profession, they would have the 2 years in education and then go to a Lehman College or another 4-year college, right?
There are two tracks there. Those that are the paraprofessionals that would take educational courses with us that would enhance their skills in that area. Students who are interested in going into teacher education, primarily, we recently refocused the program, primarily take liberal arts courses and then transfer to Lehman where they get the education courses.
Okay.
So we provide the foundation courses and Lehman the educational courses.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one. We have students who go into accounting, students who go into engineering technology, all the allied health programs. As you know, that is the major industry in the Bronx.
Which kind of health programs would it be?
We have students who are in radiology technology. We have students who are in both LPN nursing as well as registered nursing. We have media technology, which is a very strong program. We have students that are in nuclear medicine, biomedical technicians, and those students are able to go directly into the job market, as well as some of those programs are articulated and students can transfer. Our auto tech program is articulated with New York Technical College, so students will go from there into that program.
Well, as you know, we at the City University and the mayor are pushing a Child Health Plus program this year, in the year 2000, and then next year we're going to have a Family Health Plus program so that the many hundreds of thousands of people who are uninsured will be able to get health care, probably for the first time in their lives. And that will mean that there'll be many more opportunities in health careers. And that will mean that we have to begin to train people for those health careers that exist. And that's one of the things that the community colleges can emphasize.
Yes, we have very strong allied health programs and certainly would be able to expand those to include new careers.
Now, one of the things that I'm interested in is what you said before about going into the junior high schools, because up to now our College Now program only goes in to the 9th grade. What are you doing in the high schools? What grades do you go into?
Well, actually, in our Gear Up program, we go into the elementary schools.
Really?
And that is a federally funded program. Well, there are two.
Like what elementary? First, second grade, or what grade?
We start at the 5th grade. In some instances, the majority of the students are in the 6th grade, and we follow them through the baccalaureate degree. And it is a support program that engages the total family. Computers are disseminated to the family so students can complete their homework and the family can become involved in that. We have tutoring assistance available for young students.
How many students are in that program beginning in the 5th grade?
In the Gear Up program with the housing department, we have about 320. And the one through BEA, we have about 600 students. And you follow the cohort group through the baccalaureate degree.
Well, I'd be interested to know whether those students you begin to work with in the 5th grade do better when they take the 6th grade test and 8th grade test, because that is something that I think we have to improve on. And that program I would like to see expanded to every 5th grader in the city.
We have, that would of course be wonderful. We have some preliminary data. We had a grant that, from the Danforth Foundation about 7 years ago that started with students in the 5th grade. And we have been following them. The program was called Quarters to Success. And we followed them through high school. And I would be glad to share some of the results of that. Yeah. We think the Gear Up program was modeled after our Danforth program.
Good, I'd be interested in knowing about it. Yeah. But unfortunately, we're out of time today, so thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you very much.
You can reach us by email at our website, www.cuny.tv, or write to us at CUNY TV, 365 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 10016.